Hello, and welcome back to the Road to the Great Canadian Open 2026 Winter. So this is my video series about painting an army, and if you've watched the first three episodes, I hope you found some inspiration to join along and paint some stuff as well. Just put a bit of time every day. So today, I'm working on my peasants still, and I think the goal is to get all the yellow done with Nasdrag yellow, and probably the gray bits, the trousers and the shoes. And I'm pretty confident that now that I'm straight painting, I can get that done. The last episode was only about 5 minutes long, so I think maybe I'll add a little bit more content and maybe talk about my list and the ideas and how I want to use it. That's pretty much it. So let's get started with some yellow. So here's where we're picking up today. So last time we finished all the green, and again, the nice thing is all the prep's done, all the dry brushing's done. I can go straight to painting. So the yellow bits and the gray bits, I'll be using Nasdrag yellow for the yellow and basilicum gray for the trousers and the shoes. So again, the goal is putting in an hour's worth of work. So 1 hour starting now. Let's see how far we get. All right, here we are after 20 minutes of work. So I was pretty pleased. All the yellow is down, and I shouldn't be surprised that it didn't take too much time, because the yellow for the most part was really only on the top part of the model. Unlike yesterday where I had to do the green, which tended to be covering more. So the yellow was a bit quicker, and only 20 minutes, like I said. So now the next step is basilicum gray. Because I feel like we're ahead of schedule, and the gray is even less than the yellow, I may push myself to do another color, maybe the skin tone, maybe the snake bite leather on the straps and that kind of stuff. But let's get the gray done and see how much time we got left. Half an hour later, the gray is done. Not gonna lie, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. I was basing my experience of the gray on the first tester model, who only had it on his trousers and his feet. But it turns out a lot of these models have like sleeves that I had to paint as well. So that was actually a lot more time consuming than the yellow. So I'm pretty much down to 5 minutes left of my hour. I noticed as I was painting that some parts, that guy in the back there, for example, need some touch-ups with some green. So I think I'm going to spend my last 5 minutes touching up the green, any areas underneath that I may have missed. And some of these models have these front kind of tabard things. So this guy has it, for example, and this guy has it, for example. And I don't know what color to do yet. I think I'll pick another kind of neutrally off-white color, like Skeleton Horde maybe. And we'll go from there. So last 5 minutes, just touch-ups and the front tabards. And we're back, and we're pretty much done for the day. So again, I painted the front tabard with the Skeleton Horde, kind of a pale off-white color, which looks very faint for now, but after the oil wash, I hope will bring some contrast back. And I touched up any little areas that I missed. In fact, as I was touching things up, I found more areas to touch up. So I probably went over my allocated time today. Instead of painting for an hour, painting for about an hour 15. But I really wanted to make sure that things were consistent. Like I forgot this guy's knee here, which is why it's still wet. But I'm pretty happy with my progress so far. A lot of the surface area is done. So the next couple of steps will be the browns and the skin tone. And once that's all down, it'll be almost complete. I got to think about color for the banner here. As much as I want to do browns and stuff, banners are typically done better with a brighter focal point color scheme. I just don't know what's going to look good. Maybe a bright yellow. I'm looking at my scheme now with these greens and yellows. They look kind of like Tyrell's a little bit. So hopefully you'll add some more browns in somewhere, and that'll help bring it back. Again, this model here is the tester. Pretty happy with how it came out. Once everyone's done, I'll put that more oil wash on, and we'll see how it looks. So that's it for painting today. Let's get some thoughts. So I don't think I'm going to put up any analysis today for my list. A little bit tired, honestly, after that hour and 15, which is completely normal, I think. So don't feel bad if you feel tired too. The progress has been pretty good so far. I think another day or two of painting and they'll be done. So that'll put me to maybe 6 hours of painting for a whole tray of guys. Not too shabby. I think one of the perks, again, is that I'm using this Slapchop method where I just put on one layer of paint. I don't have to wash anything, I don't have to highlight anything. One layer of paint, pull it around, and you're done for the most part. If you prep it with the zenithal and the dry brush, the shading just comes naturally, which is nice. So I do encourage you to try it out. But I also would like to hear from you. What are you working on? Has this series inspired you to start painting and put in some time? It doesn't have to be Song of Ice and Fire. Have you tried working on some miniatures and just getting some progress done? Again, I think the key is just putting a little bit of work every day. I'm saying an hour, but if you put half an hour, 45 minutes, 15 minutes, something is better than nothing. So do comment below if you're working on something, what you're working on, what's your progress been like. And if you enjoy the video series, please share with anybody else that you think would benefit from a little bit of inspiration to paint. So thanks for your time, and hear from you next time. Bye-bye.